Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 121.
Today is a very special day, not just because it's room change day, but also because today is the 30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios, and we are so excited for the celebration today. So we got up very early, packed everything up, called Bell Services to get our larger suitcases transferred over. We're leaving Polynesian today and heading over to the Boardwalk. And we took our smaller suitcases, got in the car, and headed over to the Boardwalk. We're checking into a 3-bedroom grand villa. We're so pumped about this. We did get there about 8 a.m. and we did check in. Our room is not ready, but that's to be expected.
Right, those grand villas are huge and it takes a very long time to clean them. So unless you get lucky enough that no one was staying there the night before, you're probably not gonna get a room till around 4 o'clock. So it wasn't really surprising at all.
No, not at all. And because it's still early, it's a beautiful morning, we decided to walk over to Hollywood Studios and take that beautiful path. We got there before the park opened. We're so excited. There's supposed to be an announcement today during all the festivities. We don't know what it's going to be. Disney has kept it under wraps. There are rumors flying everywhere, so we're very excited to see what they're announcing today. So we got in, got an amazing location for all the festivities, and they had a parade coming, so many things happening, huge screens up so everyone can see what's going on. We live streamed the entire thing on Facebook, and you can see different clips here. They started the celebrations off with a parade, different areas of the park represented. Indiana Jones was first, and this was actually really cool because they did a fight scene in the middle of the street. I mean, it's cool when they do it for the stage when you're watching the show, but this is a completely different area, none of their stunt things around, and they're over there like fighting in the middle of the road.
The next float coming down the street was not nearly as exciting as the Indiana Jones fight scene, but they did have Ariel and Prince Eric in a horse-drawn carriage coming down, of course, representing the voyage of the Little Mermaid over there, the show in Hollywood Studios.
One of the most beloved shows here at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
You know, friends from that Enchanted channel have been our guests over.
Next up, we had Belle and Beast coming down the street along with all the dancers from the show, and this was incredible because I'm sure it's a lot of work doing the routines that they have in the show in those huge hoop skirts and everything else, but now they're walking down the street all the way around the park. It was amazing. They looked awesome though. I'm really glad they did this because I love the Beauty and the Beast show, and this definitely needed to be represented.
When they're kicking and they're singing, it's just so beautiful to watch.
Here at Disney's Hollywood Studios space, we are so proud of that show. That is our Broadway style show. People love it, but the most thing people love are the dancing, like you said, and of course those amazing quick changes of the costumes.
Yes, and the enchanted objects, Mrs. Potts.
Next up was the Toy Story Land representation led by the Green Army Men drumming, and they brought all these little props along with them and stuff. Speaking of hot costumes, those have got to be warm because they're wearing the full army gear and the helmet and everything, and it's got to be warm out there in the sun in those things. Right behind them were a couple Camaros that were all decorated like the Pixar ball with the yellow and the star and the stripe. And it had Buzz and Jessie and Woody in the cars, and they were, of course, coming along, waving to everyone and just having a good time there on the parade route.
Hey Woody, go check your shoes. There might be a snake in your boot. Well, you know, with so much to celebrate, I can't believe there's more good friends. There's so much more in store for you.
That's right. With Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening later this fall, these folks have traveled all the way from Black Firehouse on the planet of Batu.
Oh man, yes. Now Batu, that is the far-flung destination along the outer rim on the edge of space. Now that is...
And the last part of this parade was really cool for Star Wars fans because they were representing Galaxy's Edge, and they had a bunch of cast members wearing all kinds of different costumes from Batu. And this is the first time we've gotten to see these in person in the park, walking down the street. It was really cool and has everyone super excited for Galaxy's Edge coming later this year.
I'm going to round of applause for our citizens of Batu. This is the first time we're seeing them walk through Disney's
You could feel the excitement in the air, and a few Disney VPs came out, and we're so excited because we've now made it through the full parade. We're ready for whatever this announcement is. And so they start talking about all the amazing things coming to Hollywood Studios. We've got Galaxy's Edge, the Skyliner, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Like, this is gonna be amazing. The park is expanding so much. We're so excited. And then they do this little presentation, and we find out they're changing the logo to Hollywood Studios.
That was the big surprise announcement, is we got a new logo. And none of the rumors were that it was going to be a new logo. They were all much more exciting.
Much more interesting.
Much more interesting. Yeah, it was a little bit of a letdown, only because of the rumors.
There was cheering for like every little thing that was talked about. The Skyliner, Galaxy's Edge, flying the Millennium Falcon, everything they're talking about. And then they do this, and it was just like, it was really quiet because there's no music. It was like, we're doing this.
And
nothing.
Nobody really cared that much.
I mean, it's cool and it's exciting, but they built this up to be something, so we thought like maybe another attraction coming, another show, who knows? And that was literally the end of it. And then they're like, have a great day, enjoy the day. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it was just a big,
it was so unexpected.
Big build up to a little bit of a letdown, but that's okay because now we're in the park. It's the anniversary. And that means one thing and one thing only in my mind, they're gonna have special merchandise. So I booked it as soon as they finished the presentation to the store over by the Muppets, because that's where all the anniversary merchandise was. And of course, by the time I got there was already a huge line wrapping all around the Muppets courtyard and out into the street. And they told me when I got in line, it was gonna be about a 90-minute wait for merchandise. And I really thought about leaving, but no, because if I leave, I won't get the merchandise I want. And the rule with Disney merch, you buy it when you want it. You don't ever wait for later, because it will probably sell out and you'll pay twice as much on eBay.
But I was not interested in the merch, and I did not care to stand in a line for 90 minutes. So Robert stayed there, and I was like, I'm gonna go check out all these interesting snacks that they have just for the anniversary today. Because again, the snacks sell out too. They only make so many. They can't just magically make more appear. So I started heading out, and I went and found the one snack I knew I for sure wanted and was afraid would sell out, and it was the Sorcerer Mickey Hat. And this thing looked so cool. It made for amazing pictures. Of course, I cannot eat it, but I don't care because it looks awesome. This was a lemon cake with cream filling on a graham cracker, and I took so many pictures of this little treat because I wanted the perfect picture of it. This was so unique, and I wish they would keep this around forever because it really does represent Hollywood Studios, in my opinion. So I got that, and then I went and got the Luxo Ball, and this was a mango passion fruit topping on a vanilla cake. They did a really good job decorating this, in my opinion. I was really impressed. So I, of course, had to head over to Toy Story Land to take a picture of this one because that just makes more sense. And then I made my way back to Robert. We were texting to keep up as to where he was in line, and I brought him a fork so he could enjoy some treats while standing in this insane line.
And of course, Alyssa couldn't try them, so I had to be the taste tester and let her know what I thought of them. Both of them were pretty good. I definitely preferred the Sorcerer Mickey Hat over the Luxo Ball. And I was still standing in line when she got back to me, and it has been over 90 minutes now, and I'm still not in the store, but I am getting close. I can feel a little bit of the air conditioning from the store as I walk by a couple of the open doors, just not quite able to go in there yet. Alyssa went to the seating area there next to Pizza Rizzo and got a table with an umbrella because it is super sunny and hot outside. So she got a spot to sit there in the shade while I waited in the line. I had about 30 more minutes before I finally got up to the store. And when I got close, they gave me a paper that showed all the different merchandise they had for the anniversary. Of course, they had things like a mug, and they had an ornament, and they had lots of different pens. They had 3 or 4 different ones, which I've got to have the pens because that's one of the reasons I'm in line expecting pens. And then I saw they had a shirt and a pass holder shirt. I wasn't super impressed with the regular shirt, but I really liked the pass holder shirt, so I had to get that one. And of course, they had a hat, and I cannot pass up a hat. So I got myself a hat and a shirt for the 30th anniversary, as well as the pins. And Alyssa was outside waiting for me to come out with, just a pin maybe. And then I came out with pins.
With a bag of
the
stuff.
shirt and the hat. And yeah, it was
He was grinning from ear to ear though when he came out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Once he finished showing me all of the merchandise he bought today for the anniversary, we headed over to ABC Commissary because we found out we had some friends here in the park. We wanted to meet up. They were actually getting the 3 different mousse desserts that they have for the anniversary. I didn't buy these just because if I'm going to spend money on a special dessert, I want it to be like a super special dessert, like the Sorcerer Mickey Hat, the Luxo Ball, but they got the mousse desserts and allowed me to take pictures of them and then let me know what they thought of them. And we just had a really nice time visiting with them for a little bit in the air conditioning, sitting down. It was very nice.
I think the key to that was in the air conditioning, because after being in that line in the sun for 2 hours straight to get merchandise, I was ready to just sit somewhere in the air conditioning just for like 10 minutes, just to cool down a little bit.
After spending some time with them, just chatting, catching up, it was really fun to see them again. We are slowly making our way out of the park. We're gonna walk back to Boardwalk, and hopefully by then our room will be ready. And so we started heading out, and we were given a button and a poster for the 30th anniversary. Free stuff at Disney is always the best stuff because that does not happen often. We're very excited about this, and they're great for memories to have. And as we were making our way out, there was a cast member just calling to guests like, hey, come here, picture, Disney family picture, come on in. And he was literally like herding people into this huge photo. None of us knew each other. And this really looked a lot like the pictures we took for Dapper Day, where it was just this huge photo of all these people. That's what this looked like, but none of us are dressed up at all. And he was just grabbing people's cell phones, like, who wants the picture on their phone? And so we handed him our cell phone. We jumped in the picture, and we have this picture with all these people. I don't know any of them at all, but it was so much fun because like that's the Disney community, that's the Disney family, and I love it so much. And it was such a fun thing. It was so random that he was doing it, but it was the highlight of our day because it was just so amazing.
I mean, I still don't know why he was out there taking a picture of random people together in a big group photo. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was the highlight of my day either. I just got a new hat, but it can come in a close second. That's okay.
Okay, that's fair.
After that picture, we did walk back over to Boardwalk. We probably should have taken the boat because it's really, really hot outside, but we didn't really think about that until we got, halfway over to Boardwalk and realized, yeah, we should have taken the boat. But our room was not ready yet. We did check and it didn't have a text message. So when we got there, we asked the front desk. They said, hopefully soon, but definitely not yet. Just keep an eye out for the text message. So we did the only logical thing and we went out to Community Hall where it's air conditioned and there's fun stuff to do. Of course, I like going there because there's a Star Wars pinball machine that I love playing, and there's also a Galaga and Miss Pac-Man arcade game there. So I've got plenty to do, and of course there's other activities and stuff they offer, but I know what I'm gonna do when I get there.
I went up to the desk that they have there because I always ask if there's a special activity or special thing going on because you never know. And they said, well, we do have this little basket of just toys and prizes that's left over from Easter, so they're all Easter themed. We're not really using them for anything, so we're just giving them out to guests when they come in. And so I started looking through and I laughed so hard because they had rubber ducks that look like chocolate Easter bunnies because they have little bunny ears, but it was kind of like the before and after because this one had both bunny ears and this one was missing one. It's like, this is what happens when you give it to someone, and this is what it looks like after you give it to someone. I thought it was hilarious. But they also had these other little toys and we didn't know what they were. And they were like, yeah, they came like in a multi-pack and we haven't been able to figure out what they are. So we're just giving them to people and hope they figure it out. Well, turns out I figured it out. They were actually in this little package and they were Easter bunnies. They were rubber and their little ears were put together. And I figured out they were slingshots. You can sling them across the room and they actually flew really well. Very impressed with these. And so we asked if we could take several because that was the funnest toy they could have given us. And they're like, take as many as you want. We didn't even know what these were and we've been handing them out. So we took several of those. And about that time, we got the text our room was ready.
So we headed up to the room and got there just in time for a call that I had scheduled with a client. So I sat down there at the table and had that call, and as soon as it was over, we had to take 360 pictures in the room, and we were running low on time because this room is huge and it takes a long time to step through and do 360-degree pictures in every single room. By the time I was done, we were looking at the clock and going, okay, we need to kind of hurry things up. So we chose not to take detailed pictures in the room today and just did our room tour live on Facebook. So when you walk in, you're in the main living room area, and there's some more over there to the right, and over to the left is your dining room and kitchen. We'll come back for a little bit more of a thorough look at this, but we're gonna head on over to the bedrooms and work our way back this way. So On the very far end over here, you do have the first bedroom, and the first two bedrooms are very similar because they're not king beds, they are two queens. If you'd like to watch that room tour, it is linked down in the description below and up in the corner. And we have since gone back to get a higher quality version of the room tour, so that one is linked down below as well. Once we were done with the room tour, we called Bell Services to bring up our bags because we're not going to be back until really late tonight. We do have after hours tickets at Hollywood Studios. Super excited. It's our very first after hours. We've done Moonlight Magic, which is a free event for Vacation Club members, but we've not done the paid after hours event. So we're super excited about this one. After they brought our bags, we went down to the Boardwalk, to Boardwalk Bakery, and got a sandwich to share. The holiday turkey sandwich. This is basically like Thanksgiving on a sub. It's turkey and dressing and cranberry sauce. A little bit weird to have in May, not in November, but it tasted good either way. So, I mean, it's fine. It's just a little bit odd for the timing.
It was a little strange. I mean, it was good and we enjoyed it, but still very strange. It seemed like a good idea to order it at the time though. And they also had a couple other treats. They had a Minnie Mouse cookie that looked really good, very cute. I always appreciate when Minnie Mouse gets represented too, not just Mickey. And they also had what looked like a Thanksgiving cupcake. And I understand this is probably supposed to be for Mother's Day, a cute bouquet, but the colors look like fall colors. And so apparently we're celebrating Thanksgiving in May now at the bakery, I don't know. So we walked over to Hollywood Studios and wanted to get there before after hours starts because we want to know exactly what's going on tonight and figure out what we want to do. Because you only have 3 hours and you can use that time to ride rides or see special characters, or eat popcorn or drink soda or eat ice cream or all of the above, but you can't do it all. Ultimately, even with the shorter lines, you can't do everything. And so we wanted to see exactly what they had so that we would know what we want to do when the time starts. This was also the first night of the Wonderful World of Animation show that they were doing. And so we did live stream that on Facebook when it was time. This was such an adorable show. It represented so many different Disney movies. And I loved seeing Mickey through the years all throughout the show. It was so much fun, so amazing. I really love this new show. I'm really glad they brought it to the park and I look forward to seeing it again.
And I'm also really glad it's not replacing Star Wars Galactic Spectacular, because that's what I was afraid was going to happen. But no, this was in addition to the Star Wars show they already have. And it was also really cool because they were doing the show in normal park hours, which means we get to see it. And then when after hours starts, we can go off and ride rides and everything else. And that's exactly what we did. Our goal and our game plan was to ride at least 4 or 5 different rides and to snack as much as we can, because unlimited soda, unlimited popcorn, unlimited ice cream, I am all about that, and I am going to make sure I take full advantage of it.
We made our way over to Toy Story Land and had a 5-minute wait for Toy Story Mania. Basically walk on because it takes that much time to walk through the entire queue. So that was the first ride. Of course, Robert won, but I really still enjoy this ride. Even though he wins every time, I still enjoy it. Then we headed over to Alien Swirling Saucer, and the ultimate goal for this ride is to see who can squish the other more during the whole part where it's like swinging you back and forth. And I think I'm pretty good at this actually. I have a pretty bony shoulder so I can like jab it into him. So I really enjoy this ride a lot.
I weigh a lot more, so I think I probably win the squishing game. Like throw all my weight into the side there. And then after we rode Alien Swirling Saucers, we walked over to Slinky Dog Dash, the last ride here in Toy Story Land. And it had a 5-minute wait, just like the other 2 rides. We walked right on. It was crazy being able to walk onto all these rides. We don't even have that for Moonlight Magic, so it's really unique and really cool. Rode that ride, and then we headed out of Toy Story Land and grabbed some ice cream on the way out. I got a Mickey bar, and Alyssa got the strawberry popsicle, and we headed off to the next ride.
The next ride of the night was Star Tours, again, basically walk on. Once we were done with that ride, we went and grabbed another strawberry ice cream bar and another Mickey bar and went and got in line for Mickey and Minnie because they were out. We thought maybe they would have some special costumes on, and we were told it was about a 25-minute wait. We're like, that's okay, we'll eat our ice cream, just enjoy the time, totally fine. It was a 50-minute wait to see them. We were so disappointed because you only get 3 hours, and so you kind of have to choose what you want to do. And that took up basically a third of the night. But I will say we did enjoy seeing Mickey and Minnie. Minnie actually was helping me because it's been a very long day. Apparently my hair was messed up. So she fixed my hair for me before the pictures. Mickey was talking to Robert, and then we took a selfie together, and the photographer took a picture of us taking a picture, and then we got, of course, some pictures with them. It was a very enjoyable meet and greet. I am glad we did it. We just hated how long it took because we had more things we wanted to do. After seeing our favorite mice, we went and got some more snacks. We got some popcorn, some soda, and we each got a Mickey ice cream sandwich. And I really like that that's also an option because a lot of times it's just a Mickey ice cream bar or a strawberry popsicle. So I love a good Mickey ice cream sandwich, and I was really happy. That was my final treat of the night before heading to Tower of Terror, one of my favorite rides I love so much. So we walked on to this ride, which was amazing because we've basically done a ton of rides tonight, walked onto them. It's just the amount of time it takes to walk through the entire queue is the biggest issue. We got on there and we videoed ourselves on this ride. And when I say videoed, it's literally a black screen with screaming in it. I mean, you can't see anything, but we managed to snap a picture right at the moment that the doors open. And so we have a picture of ourselves taking a picture. Apparently this was the night of the Inception photos because we have this one as well. Planned it really well, and I'm not even sure we were trying to do that.
After we got off Tower of Terror, it was technically not over yet. After Hours was still going a couple more minutes, but it's basically over. There's only a few minutes left. So we just stopped at the nearest cart. I got one final Mickey bar and a couple bottles of Sprite just to take back with me because why not? They're included. I may as well take something back. And then we headed out of the park and decided not to walk this time. We've done it 3 times now with the back and forths. So we are just going to take the boat back to the resort. We've learned we don't have to make that trip one final time. It is late. We are very tired. We got back to our room there, the 3-bedroom grand villa at Boardwalk, walked into the room, and there on the table when we walked in was a little plate of chocolates that had the Boardwalk logo on there in cocoa. No idea why the front desk sent this up here. It was a nice little surprise when we got back. It was really cool. We, to this day, have no idea why they put it there or what it was for, but it was a really nice little surprise to come back to before we completely collapsed and fell asleep because we were totally exhausted after this very long day. And that was the end of our day today, so we will see you tomorrow.
For our Year with the Ears.